Hey! Indie game updates and releases of interest begins with Heavenly Bodies 4-player co-op, a free update to a physics puzzle game that increases the chaos, where the base game has 2-player support and adding 2 more with new scenarios just ratchets up the fun.
Good space morning, Cadet. I am Model DX4110A, a multi-purpose artificial intelligence designed to assist in ground missions. The Lazarus fleet has arrived at EV-45's orbit. HQ is waking pilots from cold sleep to begin ground missions.
I've noticed something interesting that happened in June. See if you can spot the trend for yourself as this video goes along, where we have the 1.0 release of Project Lazarus, a Vampire Survivors style title where you play as a mech pilot, obliterating everything that stands in your way, where the different mechs, control schemes, weapon slots, customization options and combos are the fun part, but this has had good success so far and is at a relatively low price as well.
Good luck.
This video is brought to you by Goonya Monster, an asymmetric 3 vs 1 party game pitting 1 monster against 3 busters with character designs from Vocaloid creator Terrada Terra. Do battle across a variety of levels, pitting the powerful monster against the weaker but more numerous busters, where the busters have access to a variety of weapons such as shotguns, flamethrowers, laser guns, bombs and more. While the monster has special abilities like a charge, super beam and growing to a massive size. The minute-to-minute action is hectic, with wacky cosmetics that you can unlock through playing, but I quite like the music in this game as well. It is cute and vibrant and is best with some friends, so if interested, pick it up via the link in the description below. I'm not sure if this next title is supposed to be some sort of meme game or joke, but Shaolin vs Wutang 2 has gotten a pretty decent reception, being a kung fu and martial arts focused 2D fighting game. Sure, this is not Street Fighter, instead relying on more realistic fighting moves, paying tribute to old kung fu movies and nailed exactly what they're going for, even having tributes to popular actors and martial artists from real life. This was released out of early access after quite a period of time there, where if you're looking for something different and love fighting games, give this one a shot. Frogsong surprise release during the Wholesome Direct, which is not a move that I recommend since the launch of your game is perhaps the most important date, and releasing suddenly doesn't give enough time for hype and marketing to do its job. But anyway, there's a neat looking action-adventure game where you, of course, play as a frog. As a tiny tree frog who dreams of a better life, journey to become a trained warrior with the backdrop of a powerful enemy army on the horizon, so it is up to our hero to save the day. There's something about the frog walking animation that really weirds me out, where they're supposed to be jumping everywhere, but put that aside and check it out if you love Zelda games. A roguelite deck builder that released out of early access is Breach Wanderers, a Slay the Spire style title but with a twist. You will notice that there are 10 characters to play as, each of which is very different, as well as meta progression in the form of a town which you can upgrade. Also of note is that this game does not railroad you into certain decks, slowly adding card by card as the run progresses, but rather allows you to choose, customize and fine-tune your deck, and with over 1,200 cards to choose from, which is a silly number, there's plenty to play and theory craft to your heart's content. A game which, weirdly, released out of early access without much fanfare is Nyaruru Fishy Fight, a cat-girl Metroidvania from a Chinese developer which has sold a decent number of copies, but the developers were all like, "Thank you so much for playing in early access, we've increased the price, thank you for playing," with no big launch trailer or update, so it feels very weird, so I don't know, check it out I guess.
It's me, Master. I'm glad to inform Dao that after the first grand update, Inkulinati just gained a second new major update. Because of that, now you can savor the following goodies: a dragon, a mighty hare with a basket, beast lairs, let's name them, rabbit's hole, the royal tent, a tree, lessons for beginner users of the living ink by Saint Hildegard herself, faculties, they are like character classes, definitely worth checking out, new talents, new hand actions. Is this everything? No!
This has to be one of the longer titles that I have had on the channel, where Inkulinati, the dragon, the hare, and the beast lair is the second major update to this turn-based strategy title with great medieval-inspired artwork, where this adds 4 units, a new scenario on the world map in beast lairs, a faculty system to boost your Inkulinati master and more, where this is certainly turning out well.
Let's get out there and break some quills.
Developer Milkstone Studios has quite the pedigree, being best known for the first-person roguelite shooters Ziggurat and the sequel, where the attempt at the Vampire Survivors title is named Army of Ruin, also releasing out of early access. This has an interesting level-based campaign which makes it different, although it does feel a little slower in terms of gameplay at the start, but does ramp up to the screen-filling action that we have all come to know and love.
We need to move. Johnny, please wake up.
Now an update on conflict in the L-53 outskirts system.
Welcome to my paradise.
Johnny Turbo, back for more punishment, I see. I'm gonna tear you apart like a cheap toy. Hold the line! This was a suicide mission! We should have just nuked this fucker from orbit! There are too many of them!
I just mentioned a couple of videos ago that Turbo Overkill is releasing out of early access in July, where they did release the final episode Part 1 update in June, giving you the first half of episode 3 and ends on a cliffhanger to be concluded with the 1.0 release. This adds a new weapon, enemies, levels and more, with plenty of balancing changes and fixes, where this all-action boomer shooter is shaping up to be something great.
I do hope you're prepared for another sky ride. This party's a bust, sir. Let's blow this joint. Just a few gods to kill, sir. Shouldn't be too difficult. Not for you.
Another surprise release during the Wholesome Direct is Smooshy Come Home, one that also featured in my summer showcase, where in contrast to Frogsong, this game has done much better in terms of sales, being a wonderful 3D platformer where you play as a mushroom. You're attempting to find your way home, which is harder than it seems, but with a wonderful forest to explore and friendly characters to get to know, this just looks like a good time and will be one for 3D platforming fans. I do want to give a special mention to Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon Puzzlers Pack as well, a free update to an action puzzler spin-off of the Blue Burrower, which is underperforming relative to the core game, but this free update adds even more stuff which might get more people curious. This adds 2 new playable characters, new areas, quests, battles, bosses, relics and more, along with a marathon mode for extra challenge and the all-important hats which modify your run, along with a secret or 2 for you to discover, making this even better. Now, this title I'm excited to share since it's going under the radar, where this action roguelite released out of early access and is certainly of interest, where Void Diggo has some Monster Hunter influence which is unique in the space. In addition to the core roguelite action that we're all used to by now, bosses can stalk and hunt you down and even run away when injured, making you chase after them, so while it looks by the numbers, this is actually something different. It has done very well for itself through early access and might be one of the better games of the year, so be sure to check it out if you love the genre. See the pattern yet? There's quite a number of Vampire Survivors clones rushing to release out of early access for some reason, which could possibly mean that the market seems to have dried up, where 20 minutes till dawn is excellent and does actually require more active input, so give it a go, where you can get a feel of the insanity of the clone situation here.